you go, it's Christoph here from the Card Boys. We got Bert here with his 4-0 Hannibal deck. Thank you for being here, Bert.
Sweet. So just to preface it, this is a Adelaide Regionals night, so there was a lot of interstate people at this tournament. And I think it was 42, and Hannibal went undefeated. So first up, I've got 10 Don. Very important.
Of course, essential.
Now I'll actually get into the actual cards. So I'm going to group these together. Where's the other? Oh my lord.
Still off the hype of the win.
Probably. Oh well, I did organise at least. So this is the inpull down package. So for those who don't know what the leader is, at the end of your turn you can bounce an inpull down character and ramp an active Don. So these are the inpull down characters you run. These because 2Ks and low cost, and Domino is because a blocker 2 cost is all you need. So realistically, if you're blocking with Domino, you're in a losing position. Same with if you're ever using these effects, I mean you can't even use Little Sadies in this deck. They're just 2Ks. The purpose of the deck is to ramp fast, and these enable it. The next cards of the deck are the additional rampers. So you have 4 Missile Sunday. I am contemplating changing her to Lead Star Disaster, or Lead Performer Disaster Calamity. That 4-cost event from Kaido starter deck that no one ever uses. And then 4 Bomb Clay. So these are just additional rampers. The purpose of the deck is to get to 10 Don as soon as possible. These help enable it. And then you have Dofi Blocker. So he sets up the top 5 cards in your deck, so if you need to draw these after turn 2, you can. So if, for instance, your 5 Don turn, you can go Bomb Clay into Domino to ramp to 7 Don at the end of your turn. So you can reach 9 Don turn 3, and Dofi helps facilitate that if you whiff at turn 2. And the purpose of all this ramp is to play Sanji. For those who don't know what Sanji does, he is, when on play, check the top card of your deck and play a 9-cost or lower. And I only have 1 target in the deck, but I have explored other options like Mihawk. Tonight, I just didn't put Mihawk in, so I only had Linling. But the idea is, on your turn 3, you try and facilitate Sanji Linling. Because a lot of decks can't handle 2 9Ks that remove a body like a Sado blocker and start hitting face pretty early on. Other cards that help facilitate this game plan of just hitting face over and over is Ace. So Ace also sets up Sanji Linling if you draw them. This is a way to fix your hand and to keep the pressure up. And he also works nicely with Missile Sunday turn. Or you can go Ace, swing 6K with the leader because there's a lot of 6K blockers out there, and then Pudding as a backup. And speaking of Pudding, that card's just done. Up next, there is 2 more 2Ks that I'm running, which is Uso Hachi. It's just a cheeky little tag to get rid of a Sabo blocker for a turn when I go for them. That is the prime core of the deck. There are other cards. So I run 4 0-cost events. You have a few bricks. This help fixes it. Gravity Blade, I think, is kind of essential this format. It gets rid of 2 6-costs. So you're hitting 2 Sabo blockers against Black Yellow Luffy. You're hitting a lot of really good cards this format, and it also helps out in the Dofi matchup. I run 2 Gum Gum Champion Rifle. This card is absolutely broken if people don't know about it, and no one knows about it, so it is broken. It is a 2K counter that forces your opponent to bounce an active character. It doesn't have a cost restriction, so if they don't have a Searcher on field, I'm going to say a Nami Searcher in the Zoro matchup, they are forced to bounce something that they probably want on board. Really good in Katakuri matchups, because if you clear their board with a Gravity Blade, leave 1 up for Champion Rifle, and they slam 10-drop Big Mom and then swing Katakuri leader, you get rid of their Big Mom for a turn, and you can start establishing some blockers to deal with their aggression at later turns. And finally, since this leader ramps in active, 1 card I've been trying out that's been working out nicely is Desert Sparta. So Desert Sparta checks top 3 and lets you rearrange it and put it on top or bottom of deck. So the idea is, once you bounce your 2 cost, you can use Desert Sparta or Champion Rifle on your opponent's turn for defense, and also to help facilitate your next turn. I went 4-0 tonight, and my round 3 was against Lucci. And what I did is I did a turn 3 Desert Sparta, and I stacked it was actually obscene. I stacked Sanji Big Mom off this Desert Sparta, and he had no tempo after that because it was like Sanji Big Mum. The next turn I went Missile Sunday Ace to stack another Sanji Big Mum. So he just had to deal with too much pressure early on and he couldn't deal with it. It was unfortunate. But that is the purpose of the deck. You ramp hard and you just try and cycle to your Sanji Big Mums combo as much as possible. Other cards that I have been trying out in this deck are like Mihawk. Mihawk's been pretty useful. I also am really excited for the next set so I can run the 9-cost Rush Purple Luffy. I think that Megalodon is totally fine. It draws a card that replaces itself and is performing the same role as 9-cost Kaido, but without absolutely gutting your Dom. This is shot at Dominoes straight after the locals.
Let's go Dominoes. Thank you for supporting our boys.
Cannot be topped. Tiny has proved he can top.
Well, congratulations to your win, Bert, and well deserved on that pizza. We'll see you tomorrow.
Cardboard's too long to stand by your side in this grand adventure. You take us on a ride. Bert Grotto, you're the king of the game with cardboard.